You are tuned in to 50/50 News on the House of the Princess channel, hosted by Princess A.V, featuring world, local, celebrity, and YouTube news. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell as I give you the traditional news with a small twist of ratchet. Let's go. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to your Wednesday edition of 50/50 News. Look, I'm sorry I didn't pre-plan this a long time ago, but I told you I'm having some schedule changes with work and all of that, and having to do my other obligations. So I wasn't quite sure if I would be on time today, but some schedules got changed. So at the last minute, I was able to be here with y'all today. And let me change my background real quick. Let me go over here to the newsroom. I done forgot. Yeah, I'm not in the House of the Princess. We are in the news studio, okay? And those are you coming in. I see my day ones, my mods are in the building, my regulars are in the building, and I thank y'all so much. I know some of y'all is coming over from Evangelist Val. Okay, she was over there praying, and I was getting my last little piece of self together, and I was listening to the prayer, and then I came over here a couple of minutes late, but it wasn't too late because usually we're at 1:30 anyway, so or 2 o'clock, so I'm a little bit early, and yeah, so yes, I see you was in last night. Okay, I see y'all chatting. I'm gonna have to go back and read the little chat. A small twist of ratchet. Hey, cat. Yes, so I hope that you guys are having a wonderful work day. I hope that you're having a wonderful day, period. Okay, and that we can just get going on here. So I'm gonna breeze through the chat, and I mean, and the news too, because I got to get out of here directly after. But those, if you haven't pressed the like button, please press the like button. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's important to me. I'm trying to get my little 10,000 subscribers right before I go to my 50 and 100,000 milestones. Look, I'm watching other channels do things, and they are moving quickly over leaps and bounds. As soon as if I get those 10 and 15,000, like it just goes up like that. So thank y'all for the consistent watching and the consistent support, because it puts me on the meter. It puts me in the algorithms, and I appreciate you so much. And I'm looking at the things, so I got to chat up. Constantly watching it puts me in front of other people each week, and more people. And I'm going to work on my SEO to get my algorithms up too, because I've been lazy with that. But I want to say at the top of, if you have anything to say to me, you can email me at info@hausoftheeprincess or DM me on any of my social medias here. Also, feel free to give to the channel, and it keeps the channel going. Internet, lights, programming, even if your membership goes back into the channel, because we have all activities, and feel free to join. And you can give otherwise by Super Chat, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. And I thank y'all so much. My little chat acting up, so I see some of y'all coming in here, and it's delayed. I don't know, it does that sometimes. But you're not really late, Shar. You're just getting into the business. We're just doing the salutations and allowing people to come in. So I thank you. Whatever you have, your Bailey's Irish cream inside your coffee today at work, or your wine and your cranberry juice. That's my secret. Whatever you're doing, or you're just drinking water by the water cooler as you work. I thank y'all for being here and listening to Lil Old Me. So first, of course, you know how we do. We have the order of business, and it is local news. We have a few extra stories for local news today. Interesting, but some of them are short. Our first story is a young lady is missing in the Evanston, Illinois area. Her family is asking for help in finding her family and friends. So we're going to go right to that. This story is brought to you by Fox 32 News. And let's hear what they have to say.
I'm just trying to understand, where my sister is and if something happened to her.
A desperate search tonight for an Evanston woman missing for several days.
Tia Ewing is live with the latest effort to find her. Tia.
Yeah, she's been missing for 6 days, and this is the last place Elise Mallory was known to be, in the 700 block of Hinman Avenue here in Evanston. And once police got to her apartment, what they discovered has her sister simply baffled.
Our father just died, and there was a lot of things that transpired, so I was just making sure that she remembered that. And she was like, the last thing she said to me was, yes, I'll pay that tonight, sis.
That was March 9th. Since then, Fabiana's sister, Elise Mallory, hasn't been seen or heard from.
It was both doors that were unlocked, so it was just, my sister never, ever does that, ever. And when I heard that, I was just like, my heart broke.
The 31-year-old's apartment was unlocked, but showed no signs of foul play. Her car missing. But days later, it was discovered by Evanston police parked at a city lot near public transportation.
As of right now, our investigation hasn't shown us one way or another as to where she could be.
This is the last place Mallory was known to be, in the 700 block of Hinman Avenue at her home.
I contacted her phone, it would go straight to voicemail. And every day I would call 3 or 4 times, just hoping that maybe she just let the phone die.
Outspoken.
And Black trans lives matter.
Mallory is known in the Evanston community for standing up for transgender rights and fighting against racism. Her best friend for the last 7 years says she's worried about her.
Was it that someone else came into her life within the last couple of weeks? Or someone that may have been watching her that may have snatched her up, because she lives alone? And I worried.
Now, Mallory's car was found not too far away from where she lives. If you know anything about her whereabouts, give Evanston police a call. Live in Evanston tonight, Tia Ewing, Fox 32 Chicago.
So, yes, there are a lot of elements into this. North side of Chicago, Evanston area, suburbs, all of that is known for the LGBT community. There are strength in numbers up there. So the fact that she's Black and part of the trans community, like, this is big. So that's, I feel personally it's probably foul play, because even, I don't know, for anybody, it just doesn't sound completely right. I hope that she's found safe and sound, possibly. But I wanted to put it out there in case anybody has any leads on the story. And if God forbid something is wrong with her, but it still has been a crime, because it might be a kidnapping. That's a hate crime as well. But I hope that something positive comes soon, or even if it's negative, that the family knows something very, very soon. And I thank y'all for that. In the meantime, thank you, Megan, for the super sticker. Thank you so very much for contributing to the channel. She's been a consistent contributor from day one. That's our chief of staff, Miss Megan. So thank you so much, Megan, for the contribution. So also our next story is, the other day there was a shooting at 1212 South Michigan, and now we have a follow-up on that story really quick.
Charges this morning after a 52-year-old man was shot yesterday in the South Loop neighborhood. Prosecutors charged 20-year-old Adam Davis with aggravated battery and assault. Police say he shot the victim in the leg at a parking garage at Roosevelt, Michigan. Investigators also say Davis got into a physical fight with a 44-year-old. Officers arrested him at the scene, and he's expected to be in bond court today.
Tonight,
and you know, to me, that sounds like what? Mental health issues, as usual. you're into it with two people back to back, and then you shoot somebody, mental health issue, and or they were trying to rob somebody. Up there, that's on the cusp of downtown. That's right at the beginning of Grand Park, right near Lakeshore Drive, right near the museums. Oh, this is not a high crime area at all. Uh, I have a godmother used to stay in that building. Like, that building is usually on lockdown. Like, violence in that area is something that's not really heard of. So I hope that justice is served in that, and they just don't give him bond and let him go back and walk around and do what he wants to do. Okay, that's not it. So our next story comes to a story. I want to call it. Oh, I'm finna be racist. I'm sorry, Elian Gonzalez. Somebody brought that to my mind earlier. But the young man's name is Adam Toledo. Also, there was a shooting by the police of Anthony Alva last year. I'm not as familiar with his shooting, but there are no cops charged in these shootings of civilians while they were attempting to arrest them. So we're going to give the story first, then I'll give my little 2-3 cents.
Chicago police officers whose body cameras you see here will not face criminal charges in the deaths of 13-year-old Adam Toledo and 22-year-old Anthony Alvarez. Now we're learning of protests planned for tomorrow. Our Charlie DeMar joins us live from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office, where the decision was announced. Good evening, Charlie.
Good evening, Brad. And State's Attorney Kim Fox says there just isn't enough evidence in these cases to bring charges. Obviously, the decision not to charge, not sitting well with some. We know of at least 2 planned protests for tomorrow, the first tomorrow afternoon in front of the State's Attorney's Office. Almost a year has gone by, and today the Little Village community learned the Chicago police officer who shot and killed 13-year-old Adam Toledo won't be charged.
It's like we got shot again, and this time by Kim Fox's office.
Baltazar Enriquez led protest in the days following the shooting. He pushed for the release of the officer body cam video. He's the president of the Little Village Community Council.
We're very upset. The community is super upset.
Toledo was shot and killed by Officer Eric Stillman after a foot chase in Little Village on March 29th, less than a second after he dropped a gun behind a wooden fence.
As Adam ran, his hands were near his waistband. Officer Stillman believed that Adam had a gun.
Stillman was visibly shaken after shooting Toledo. Just days later, Anthony Alvarez was shot and killed in Portage Park. He was holding a gun as he was chased by Officer Evan Solano and his partner.
Why are you shooting me? You had a gun!
State's Attorney Kim Fox declining to charge this case as well, determining that both officers could have reasonably feared for their lives. But in both fatal shootings, Fox points out the officers likely violated CPD's foot chase policy.
While the evidence is insufficient to support criminal charges, it is important to highlight that the officers themselves created the conditions which the use of deadly force became necessary.
So they literally murdered these 2 individuals, and it's a shame that Kim Fox is not pursuing criminal charges against them.
Now, Officer Solano has been stripped of his police powers. Officer Stillman is still active with the Chicago Police Department. Both families did release statements tonight, understandably upset with the state's attorney's decision not to bring charges in either case. We are live from the state's attorney's office in the Loop. Charlie DeMar.
Okay. So I know y'all going to probably crucify me for what I'm going to say. No, I don't think that they should have used deadly force on these children, on the child and on the man, but it shouldn't have been deadly force. But at the same time, I'm from Chicago, and during the time where young Mr. Toledo story was out there, he was out there trying to rob and kill someone else. It's a 14-year-old child that was a troubled teen, had a history of assault, history of robbing and whatnot. And if it came between my life and his life, I would surely tell you to take his. Okay, that child was 14, and that was about 1 o'clock in the morning. Where the fuck was you? out in the streets with your cousin out here to rob and kill. He had a long rap sheet at 14 to say that he was going to be a kid that wasn't shit. And y'all weren't doing the right things to keep him from not being shit. He was going to turn to an ain't shit adult. And again, y'all might take some of my words and crucify me or whatever you want. That's fine. But if you're going to hear what I say, I want you to get it clear. What do you do when they keep giving bond and keep letting these kids out to hurt people? He shot at the police and ran. I do not know the law as far as running assailants down, but that sounds stupid. If you can't chase after a criminal, then they all get away. So I need to investigate what that is and what that means. Now, the other guy on the lawn, I think that might be a little bit different. But again, y'all walking around with guns and running from the police, shooting towards the police, waving your gun around. At least what you do is you actively throw the gun away so they could see and have your hands clear and hands up if you're going to continue to run away. So if they shoot you in the back, they got you on the body camera and say, I did not have a weapon. What that little boy did is he ran behind the gate, threw his weapon down, and came back out the gate to continue to run. So how is a person stand behind you know what you're going to do? How does he know that you still do or do not have the weapon in your hand? You could be coming over there and shoot down and then ready to blast him when he come around the corner. See, there's two sides to those stories. And we have to think about putting ourselves in each of those people's shoes when we talk about these cases. And now y'all want to rally up because they shot your son. But where was the rally up to save your son in the first fucking place? Where is the village to save our children and keep them from not being shit? Where was the rally to beat your cousin's ass that was taking him out to do dirt? We have to start at the root of this shit. Oh, now he did. Oh, you killed my cousin. Yes, you're supposed to grieve. But why do we always grieve Ray after they do the fuck shit? Well, I know he wasn't shit, but he's still my cousin. Basically saying that same thing at the press conference. How you think I know his long rap sheet? Because they said it at the press conference. My cousin, yeah, he did have a trouble. What was y'all doing? Was y'all not getting him the help that he needed? Was he mentally unstable? 14 is still a baby. Y'all fucked up somewhere to get him like that. Y'all fucked up that he was out at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning on the school night instead of having his motherfucking ass in the house. I'm just saying. That's a long dissertation to the psyche of what we're doing as a community than to just say, oh, the police shot him. If they didn't shoot him then, if he continued the life that he was living, they would have shot him in the very near future by the time he was 21, or the streets would have had him. Period, point blank. It's a very unfortunate situation. Now, my condolences do go out to both of the families, but y'all can't jump down the police's throat like that over there. You want to take that man's life and livelihood because he was trying to do his job and save somebody else. He was not committing police brutality. Now, those the motherfuckers that get off with the shit. But that's this ain't that. This ain't that. I'm just saying, okay? So that's why I put that story right in the middle so we can go on past that, lift it up. Okay, so our next story is Chicago A legend, Marilyn Miglin, has passed away. And let's see this story. I think it's CBS News. Let's see.
New at 4, family confirms that CBS2, that beauty mogul and prominent Chicagoan Marilyn Miglin has died. The business owner behind luxury beauty products shot to fame as a longtime host on the Home Shopping Network. Miglin served on Mayor Richard M. Daley's Tourism Committee, Illinois' Board of Economic Development, and Oak Street's shopping district that she worked to promote, what is also known as Marilyn Miglin Way. Her husband, real estate developer Lee Miglin, was murdered in their Gold Coast home in 1997. She spent years supporting female entrepreneurs in the city and working with the facially disfigured and burn survivors. Marilyn Miglin was 83 years old.
I would have liked to get some of that mentorship from her, you know. So my condolences goes out to the family. Seems like that she lived a very full and a full life, a full and just her life meant something. You know, she helped people while she was here. So I've heard of her, but I really didn't know until I heard this article of what she did for the community in Chicago, because, you know, they was over there with the rich folk. Okay. Our next story now is coming about the University of Chicago is giving scholarships to Ukraine refugees. Let's hear about it.
Chicago will give full tuition scholarships for undergraduate students affected by the Russian invasion. The university said it is also ready to support displaced students and scholars that are impacted by that war in Ukraine.
Thank you. We don't need to tell you.
All right. So if you're coming from Ukraine as a refugee, you can have a full scholarship at the University of Chicago, one of the best colleges in the state. I really wish we could just have more scholarships for our Black students, though. But they're doing something about it. They're trying. But yeah. So if you come to Chicago, Chicago is a refugee city. So we do take a lot of refugees and they help them and give them housing or help them get on their feet. We're asylum. That's an asylum city. So people are safe coming here. So that's good for you, OC. And our last story here for local news is Chicago people. Chicago people. Come let Mr. I call him Mr. You know, he's doctor, but he ain't never went to school. So he's an honorary doctor. So Mr. Willie Wilson is out here trying to get y'all some gas and be benevolent on this week. So here we go.
That gassing up is pretty painful these days. No question, it is creating a hardship for many Chicago families.
Yeah, but what if we told you that you could get free gas? Yes, free gas. And we have the man who is helping to make that happen for thousands of people if you are in line tomorrow all across Chicago. Joining us with the exclusive details is Dr. Willie Wilson and gas station owner Khalil Abdullah. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's start with you, Dr. Wilson. First of all, this is mind-blowing. I want you to tell us a little bit about how this is all going to go down. It starts at 7 a.m. Thursday. How are you planning to pull this off?
Well, we have about 50 to 75 employees that's going to be working at each station. And we got about 10 stations. I want to thank Cleo here for setting that up for us. He's one of the owners. Attorney Richard Boykin coordinate this whole thing for me and in the process. So we all be at 7 o'clock. We spent $200,000 and first one in line, they get $50 each. And then we go from there until it runs out. I think you probably get 4,000 or 5,000 cars during that period of time. And so after we do that, I will just kind of wait and see what we do next. I know gas containers go up. So we'll probably do this maybe 1 or 2 more times during this year.
Well, that's exciting news, Dr. Wilson. So Khalil, he mentioned you by name. I think Anita did the math during the commercial break. About 4,000 people will get probably close to a fill up. $50 will come very close to that. When you first heard that Dr. Wilson wanted to do it, any hesitation on your part? I would imagine the lines around your station are going to be unbelievable.
No, actually, we're excited to partnership with Dr. Wilson for this event, especially in this hardship when the gas prices went, higher than normal. So we're trying to help the communities and help, people nowadays.
All right. Well, both of you, either one of you can answer this. We got to imagine people are going to, like he said, lining up early. I imagine people are going to get a little crazy out there and fighting over who was in line. No, I was here first. And you're going to have some kind of crowd control out there in case people get a little nuts. What's the plan for that?
We basically have the Chicago police officers and things of that nature, commandment. So we contact all those as well. And let me also say this too about the gas station owners here, Cleo, and the rest of them. They'll lower their prices about 20 to 25% for us as well.
Wow.
Oh, that's fantastic. Dr. Wilson, you ran for mayor. The mayor says her hands are tied. There is a city gas tax. We're waiting for Congress to lower the federal gas tax. Why was this important to you personally to help out?
Well, basically, I came from a poor background, and so we've been helping people last 20, 30 some years. People doesn't have the dollars to disposable dollars to spend. One lady walked up to me and said that the only thing that she couldn't drive to work right now, she had to drive her kid from home to the daycare center and back. And so as I look at all those prices, it hurt me to pay that kind of money my own self. And so I think that really the mayor, the governor should lower these prices to try to understand that people just don't have the dollars to spend. It's hurting our economy, and we got to give some type of relief, So it's important. It's my community as well as everybody else's community.
All right. And just to clarify, this is going to be on the north side, the south side, the west side. Where are all these gas stations? You have them pretty spread out.
Well, we spread them out because we wanted to hit all Chicago areas. So we got them on if you live on the north side, you got a couple of them there. You live on the south side, west side, you got a couple of them there. So we spread it out so people can kind of get to them all.
What time, Dr. Wilson? What time tomorrow?
We're going to start pumping gas at 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Well, the lines are going to start forming Wednesday night, tonight.
They might.
They, you know what? These days, like you mentioned, it's so important to help our fellow neighbor. Khalil, for you, why did you want to do this? Why was this important for you to get involved?
Well, for a couple of reasons. First is to help the communities we are in, to give back to the communities we're doing business, and usually. And also, like I said, in this hardship time, it's nice to get the free gas when the gas prices are high.
Well, gentlemen, love what you're doing. Yeah. And Dr. Wilson, I think you kind of slipped in the fact that this might not be the only time this year you do this. So tipping our hat to you. Wonderful thing you're doing for the community. So we'd love to talk to you again when you do it again.
Yeah, and we'll be out there tomorrow because we are guaranteed to see some long lines at all of those gas stations.
It will be.
Right. Thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Look, they on all corners. Look, I seen a couple of them on the south side. I'm mad that I just filled up my tank because I probably would sit out there because certain days I don't have as much to do. I do my bum things and sit around and do nothing. So why not sit down and get some gas? But I haven't driven around enough to get any free gas. But if you are in need of gas, look it up. Mr. Wood, probably on his website, is they call him Doctor, but Mr. Willie Wilson, is giving up hood gas because there was a lot of hood gas stations. I just want you to be aware if some of y'all like certain types of gas. Those are mostly hood gas stations. But I thank God that they're trying to do something. I will say that Mr. Willie Wilson is definitely a philanthropist. He does work hard to give back to the community. Now, will he be a good mayor? Oh, hell no. No. I would never vote for him to be mayor. But keep doing what you're doing, sir. You're doing great. So yes, if y'all are just coming in and any new subscribers, new watchers, viewers, you are watching the 50/50 News, where we're 100% news with a twist of ratchet. My name is Princess A.V. We're here giving the news. We give 4 types of news: local, worldwide, entertainment, and YouTube news. And also, if you would like to give me a story, feel free to send it to me through any one of my social medias or email. Also, I encourage you to give to the channel by Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, PayPal. And I appreciate you very, very much. Please hit that like button. Don't be lazy, because a lot of time we are lazy. This is why we have breaks in between each and every segment, that you can sit and press the like button. And I ask that you do me a solid and press that subscribe button and help a sister out. All right. Hit that subscribe button. If you really, really like me, go ahead and hit that join button and be a card carrying legal citizen of the House of the Princess. Okay. Now also let's go to our next beautiful segment here, and that is worldwide and national news. Down to the newsroom. Excuse me if I'm pausing, because I don't want to stumble over my words. That's what I'm sitting here doing. Hey Lauren, yes, it's free 99. Yes, God, it don't cost you a dime, as Cups would say. So yes, hey, welcome everybody that's coming on in. Welcome. You're never too late, okay? You can never be too early. Anytime you coming in is right on time, even in the replay, because you was here, and you could be on any other channel and with anybody else. So I appreciate you. Okay. So Japan just had an earthquake. And not the can that Tyler, the creator, giving you, okay? And this is 7.3 on the Richter scale.
We're also following breaking news from Japan. A powerful 7.3 magnitude earthquake shook off the coast of Fukushima in northern Japan. The Japan Meteorological Agency says the quake hit some 36 miles below the sea. A tsunami advisory has been issued as a result. The Fukushima region devastated by a deadly 9.0 quake and tsunami that also caused a nuclear disaster in March of 2011. There are no immediate reports of casualties or damage.
Look, we don't have that much time on this earth. There are wars and rumors of wars. There are plagues, earthquakes in diverse places. And if you believe in any of that, I just need you to believe that we all need to get our lives together, and anything and everything will happen. Be ready for the impossible to happen. Famine in the land. Okay. We're in the last days. So get your life right. Stop worrying about stupid things. Stop arguing with stupid people. Let's get some love and some community about ourselves. I hope that the people are safe, but there most likely may be a tsunami. And they're even talking about the tsunami possibly hitting the United States behind this earthquake. So let's keep watching. I'll keep abreast of what this story is giving. That story just came out a couple of hours ago as I was prepping for the news. So I thought that was important to put it on. And it's adjacent to Russia too. So that may affect them. That may affect the war, the conflict that's going on in China. So let's keep our eyes open for what's happening. Yes, God. CC, are we in the last days or what? The answer is yes. So our next story is they are trying to sign a bill to make all new car makers install a drunk driving mechanism into our vehicles.
New federal law will require all car makers to start installing monitors in new vehicles to detect drunk driving. It's part of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, signed into law last November. Now, it calls for the technology to track the driver's blood alcohol level for impairment. Supporters of the measure expect some initial backlash, but say the key word is passive monitoring to keep other drivers safe.
The technology has been there for some time. Anybody who knows history, there was a lot of resistance to seatbelts. There was a lot of resistance even to airbags.
Now, one McHenry mom tells us she believes this technology would have saved her son's life. He died in a crash involving a drunk driver in 2018, and she's been fighting for this kind of change ever since.
Yeah.
So for me, is what does that mean? Does that mean it's a breathalyzer when you decide to get in the car every time? Is it gauged by how crazy you're driving that day? I would need more details on that. Does the car not start if they say you're a point above 0.8 or you're above whatever? And the car doesn't always know what the fuck you are. Whatever your state legal level of alcohol intake is. Like that stuff is a great area. We depend on AI to gauge everything in our lives, and they're just not humans. Sometimes it's, I don't understand. It's weird. You can't gauge if a person's gonna be drunk driving, or people get drunk faster based on body weight, content, or some people drink all the time so they don't get drunk often. Like that's kind of weird. You could try to keep drunk drivers off the road, but what do they do? What if you have somebody sitting there and it's a breathalyzer and somebody else in the car does the breathalyzer? It's just a lot. Like, I'm just curious as to what do they think they're going to do or how they're going to do it. It's that thing where you have to breathe to start the car, but what if you trick it? What if you trick the car? Folks will always find a way to do wrong. Right. A better way of dealing with them. And I think a lot of people get a slap on the wrist and then they just go back. They just go back and then they do it again. Okay, our next story is Russia's money. Now, they told you that they was going to try to hit the bag of Russia. We'll stop importing and exporting from Russia. Their money is going to shit. And now they're about to default on $117 million in interest payments. Let's see this story from, I forgot, NBC News, CNBC News. Here we go.
Morgan. So far, I've seen no evidence of interest payments on those dollar-denominated bonds reaching the accounts of bondholders. We're monitoring the situation closely. It's fluid, and it could be indicative of the nation's first default on its external bonds since the Bolsheviks took over way back in 1917. This is less a story, though, about Russia's economic ability to pay. The country has half as much debt as General Motors and was rated investment grade as recently as last month due to its large reserves and flowing oil. But sanctions froze its dollars in reserve, and other technicalities are likely to prevent the Kremlin from servicing its debt as required under its bond contracts. Paying with rubles, as Russia has indicated it was willing to do, would still constitute a default, according to ratings agencies. I spoke with one investor, Robert Konigsberger, who started his emerging markets firm Gramercy in the late 90s to invest in distressed Russian debt. He said it's different in 2022 and is avoiding any exposure to Russia due to the impact of sanctions.
Default is usually about the ability and willingness for someone to pay. Certainly, in the case of Russia, they are indicating a willingness to pay, but a lack of capacity or capability. And that capability isn't necessarily because they don't have the financial resources. That ability is because technically it's going to be very difficult for them to pay.
After today, Russia gets a 30-day grace period. If it's unable to pay then, the nation will be in a hard default. Guys.
Okay, so say we get a hard default, or say, Leslie, that the country tries to pay in rubles, which is going against the terms of these interest payments as well. Down the road, is there any recourse for investors to actually take here, given the fact that you do have a country in conflict and you do have a country that's been sanctioned and is basically moving away from the world stage?
It's a great question, Morgan. A lot of people look at what happened with Venezuela as kind of a case study here. Essentially what happens is when you have a sanctioned country that's also in default, the bonds don't really do anything. They kind of just stay there. There are very few buyers that are able to take that supply off the market. People are having a hard time selling them. They're going to trade well below typical levels for a sovereign that's in the midst of restructuring, because it's only non-sanctioned or countries that aren't participating in the sanctions that would have investors that could buy them, and then do they want them? So it is a huge mess from here on out, David.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC.
So now that they owe them money, so what's the repercussions for that? You already in it with them, and we got to be aware of China teaming up with them. Like, what happens? Okay, look at Mickey made sense. He's mad about his monties. Tired of the $5 a gallon gas. These hoes better figure out something quick. I paid $5 for a box of Quaker Oats oatmeal. This is upsetting for me and my homegirl. Look, and I did mid-grade gas yesterday, and it was almost $5 in a lower priced area. So yeah, for me, I try to keep my tank as filled as possible, so that as the prices go up, it's not hitting me as hard. But yeah, $9 a pound for some lunch meat. What was you eating, girl? You better go get you some Spam or something. Look, we're gonna have to go kill a pig or a turkey ourselves and split it up. You know, this is why farming is important now. Look, we're looking for some land around these parts, okay? I'm gonna have to learn to be a little Southern girl, okay? Because I'm gonna have to look. I bet you they go back into sharecropping and slavery. Before it's said and done, do you have some land? Look, do you have a place to stay? Are you willing to take this mark of the beast? And it's a different type of mark of the beast, this microchip or whatever, in order to get your food. They probably gonna say, do you have your vaccination to come to the grocery store? Farming is about to be essential, and having your land, and people who will not trade off to it. And I hope the powers that be don't turn me off for this, because this is just coming to me as I'm doing this. You're gonna have to ask for asylum. So that's where sharecropping comes in. Somebody got some land. Look, you can give me a place to stay. Look, I'll work your land. I'll till the land. I'll keep the pigs or whatever. We're gonna have to come together as families and villages and all that, and put our resources together. Look, them black people in Georgia, they are on the right track. They're building their own fucking city. More of us need to do that. Look, this is what we got. This is our community garden. This is our animals. You know, start bringing in animals and breeding them. And then you eat healthier too. Less GMOs. Look, you're going to need gas. Underground bunkers. Everything, if you want to survive. The way of the world that we know it is no longer going to be that way very soon, and we're probably going to be stir crazy. We're going to have to change our mindset now. Right, they still, I just didn't want to say straight up slaves right now, but people gonna have some, okay? People gonna have some. Look, I pays attention to my toilet tissue. Okay. Gas in California is almost $7 in some spots. I pay $5.65 a gallon. My car takes premium gas as well. Yes. Some people do have slaves. You all right? As I said, well, we're going back to the beginning. We're going to have to grow our own foods. Yes. And use apps like Gas Buddy, you know, things like that to tell you where the cheaper gas is close to you. I'm getting the heck out of Dodge, building in the motherland, wherever you got to be, whether it be here or there. Yes. My husband's told me to start packing up on it. And that's not even healthy, but all perishable items are accepted, okay? We're going to have to start growing our own food. I got an onion. I got to repot now. We're starting to grow your own food. Go somewhere out there where you got some land, okay? Something. Okay. Now there has been. It sounds like a truck in front of my house. Let me see what that is in a minute. There has been conflict about a law about Indian hijabs being worn in India. Hijabs being worn in India. I'm sorry. So let's see about this here story. And this has been going on for a moment. I think I reported on this a month ago, and here's a follow-up.
A High Court ruling in India's Karnataka state has upheld a ban on wearing the hijab in classrooms, in schools and colleges. The verdict comes a month after the ban was first imposed and follows weeks of protests by students, parents and the religious community. The court ruled the hijab is not part of essential religious practice in the Islamic faith.
Institutional discipline prevails.
And Karnataka Advocate General Prabhuling Navaji stated that institutional discipline prevails over individual choice.
And in all the Supreme Court, the High Court has rejected all the petitions.
The students who challenged the decision in court argued the hijab is a fundamental right guaranteed under India's constitution and an essential practice of Islam. In line to the verdict, a third-year female student said that she was considering dropping out of her classes. Court case critics argue the decision is a way of marginalizing a community that accounts for 13% of Hindu-majority India's 1.35 billion people. The Students' Islamic Organization of India said they feared the ruling could set a precedent for the rest of the country. They suggested they would appeal and approach the Supreme Court. Ahead of the verdict, authorities closed some educational institutions and restricted large gatherings in parts of the state to prevent potential trouble. Karnataka ministers also told reporters that Muslim female students who are staying away from class in protest should respect the judgment and go back to school. Some also fear the verdict could play a role in next year's state assembly elections. Karnataka is the only southern state ruled by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Hindu nationalist BJP, and some believe the party could benefit from the division between Hindus and Muslims. The BJP says the hijab ban has nothing to do with their political ambitions.
Now to the fight against inflation.
So, as it was said, they're going to take away your religion and your freedom of religion. I think that if they want to wear hijabs, they should be free to wear hijabs. It's not hurting anybody. If they're not pushing it on anyone to wear a hijab, then I think it should be okay. And this is just one of those things where they want to take away your civil liberties in many countries and not just here. And I hope that those people, the Muslims, get their freedom to express themselves. And I'm sure I know it's very important to Muslim faith to cover a woman's head. It really is supposed to be in the Christian faith, but that's a way of expression of being sacred, sanctimonious, and a woman being, I don't want to say virginal, but starts with an H. Having a brain fart. Excuse me. I can't think of the word, but I'll think of it in a second. I'm totally having a brain fart, but it keeps them pure and holy. And so, yeah, I understand why she like, look, I'm going to stand up for my rights. I'm going to do what I got to do for my faith. And they not humble. It's something close to that though. But I think it's sad that they're marginalizing those people to conform to what they want them to think. I'm reading your chat. Yeah, I don't run out of it. You're just gonna be air drying. Okay. Yeah, see. Paper towels are iffy. But back in the day, you used to use rags and towels and just wash them, you know. Hey, cups, foolish. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's not honest. Dang it. It goes in the Christian face. You dress in modesty. That's what I'm looking for. Modest. And don't start with the H, but it has the H sound. Modesty. It keeps them modest in their faith. I had to think of the scripture, dressed in modesty. So yes, it keeps them modest as women as well. So now, on to the last story here. In America, they are talking about taking up the interest rate in the Federal Reserve. Modesty, yeah, in Islam is a must. The hijab is a choice every Muslim must make of herself. Now also they has to try to steal their liberties. Yes, it is dressing in modesty. Okay, so let's talk about what they trying to gouge us with our money for another reason here at Good Morning America.
The fight against inflation. The Federal Reserve is set to announce an interest rate hike this afternoon to help combat soaring prices, and this all comes as oil dips back below $100 a barrel. Our chief economics correspondent Rebecca Jarvis joins us with more on all of this. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Amy. And the Fed's goal is to keep the U.S. economy running like Goldilocks porridge, not too hot and not too cold. The trouble is, and everyone at home can feel this, the economy right now is running too hot when it comes to prices, which have been going up for months on everything from your grocery bill to your gas bill, which is why the Federal Reserve today is expected to begin hiking interest rates for the first time since the pandemic. They will start by hiking them 0.25%. And what that ultimately means is that you'll pay more money on borrowing money, everything from a new mortgage to a new car loan to your credit cards. This is meant to slow things down, to slow down our spending in an effort to stabilize prices. Amy?
And Rebecca, we mentioned the cost of oil falling. What does that mean for gas prices?
We are seeing it reflected already at the pumps. Overnight prices have fallen about 2 cents a gallon. It began yesterday, $4.32. Today, it's about $4.30. National average, those prices are still incredibly high. And Gas Buddy and AAA both predict that as quickly as prices rose, you're not going to see them decline as quickly, but you will, according to Gas Buddy, in the next couple of weeks, see gas prices drop below $4 a gallon if oil prices stay where they are, below $100 a barrel. But you're also seeing the ripple effects of this in the economy elsewhere. Amy, overnight, the last couple of days, Delta has mentioned that they will be hiking prices on some of their flights because they're paying so much more for fuel. Amy?
All right, Rebecca Jarvis, thank you for that.
Well, hey,
So look, also, like we looking for flights to go to places, go ahead and hurry up and buy your flight tickets. Because the price of gas is going up for us, it goes up for them. And guess where the prices go to? The consumer. That's weird to me. So you want to hike the prices up of interest to keep us from borrowing, but the price and the cost of living is high, but we're not getting any money to live. So therefore, I might have to borrow something in order to get a better car so I can get around, get to work, or I might need to charge a little something extra to my credit card so I can get lunch or have grocery this month. Like it's crazy. Don't fly Delta, y'all. Crazy. 3 rolls a week. How many people you got in your house, JT? They better stop rolling right there. You better do the 2 squares and pat at a time. Like, I don't know, get a hose up your behind and wash. Child, I remember Dollar Tree was barely 6 cents. Dollar Tree is no longer Dollar Tree. It's $1.25. Okay. Country is so unbelievable. Money over people should be U.S. Yo, yeah. Ain't that some shit? Like I get mad at. I used to go through 1 roll a week, me and 2 children. So like I'd be like, what the hell is y'all doing with the tissue? I got 2 ply, not 1 ply. But when I get another bathroom and I have a guest bathroom, yeah, it'll be 1 ply up in there, probably. Sure. And I can run down my bathroom with that. So each of y'all use one roll a week. Jesus Christ. I'm not going through no 2 rolls a week. I might go through 1.5, 2 rolls a week. Inflation is a mug. We teach about this in my business. But okay. And it's the art of supply and demand. U.S. is evil and force things on us that they help on us. And they just signed the bill. Biden is giving millions of dollars to help Ukraine. Yes. Do they even make? Yes, it's called Scott's 1000. And people buy it up. Like when I coupon and I resell, I sell a lot of Scott's. People use that shit. And then they said, well, welcome, Rashida. They say it's easier on the septic tanks. Oh, Kati is mad in the chat today. She is telling y'all what it is. Okay. Turn right back around the store, give me 2 because it may be grounds for divorce. Well, I say y'all do the 1 ply, okay? I'll do the 2 ply. What? No. Keep up with the promise that they gave to the people? No. No, not enemas. It's called a bidet, okay? Get you one of them hoses in the shower and put your booty over it, okay? It's a bidet. That's what you wash your ass with, not the enema. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. And yes, Scott, no ma'am. But Scott does have some soft tissue. They do sell it. And that's all we have for world news, okay? Thank y'all for those that coming in late. Know that I am Princess A.V. if you don't already know, and I am your journalist and host of 50/50 News. Please make sure that you feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 10,000, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much because unlike maybe on the election, sometimes your vote does matter here. Oh, and speaking of vote, I'm going to put in the chat my link. Let me find it for you to vote for me in the contest to make it to the next round of the Influence Me TV contest. It's for social media influencers. You have to be in the top 15 to make it to the next round. I don't know what happens in the next round, but I am in the top 5. And you can keep me there if y'all just give 1 free vote. And I'm going to tell you, when you vote, you have to scroll down under the ones that pay. And it's a smaller box that says free vote. There is 1 free vote per person. So you have to log in to do so. And if you want to pay for votes, those paid votes go to charity, the JED Foundation, which helps mental health facilities and mental health patients. So that's their thing. And it's under orbit.com. So I'm going to put that in the chat. I totally forgot, but we're in the middle of the show. Actually, almost done. And we're doing good time because I got to get out of here. And I'm doing good, okay? We're done with world news. Also, don't forget that you can also support the channel by becoming a member. And that is a card-carrying legal citizen of the House of the Princess. Y'all should see this puppy sitting on my leg, okay? Just came up here to mess with me. Yes, I'm dead. I have my foot on his paw. And also you can support by Super Chat, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo. And of course, you can hit the Cash App. I appreciate each and every contributor to the channel, and y'all keep me going and y'all keep me here. So with that being said, it's time for celebrity news. Oh, y'all is hitting it in the chat. Let me see what y'all is saying. DGF done said something. Before we go. Hello, Justice T, please. It's just 2 of his sonky. You got stuck with some Scots in there. Yeah, we do use wipes as well. Like if you got the boo-boo, you might want to wipe with the tissue, but then right behind that, just get you a little a wet wipe for the behind. Look at here. Don't be coming between my cords and things. I'm gonna beat your ass. You messing with my stuff. I like the red one, not the other one. Yeah, they come in 3 different ones. Gas and student loans. Hello to the UK. The Fox River Theater in Detroit. Okay, I have to investigate that. Yes, I will. And Scott, the company, P&G, they own a lot of the tissue any damn way. Okay. It was a rap concert, of course. Okay. I'll get to it. I'm very bougie about my toilet tissue. Yes. 2 shouts out for Northern, Charmin. What else is there? Cottonelle. I like Cottonelle a lot, but I do use Charmin a lot. Hell, I'll use Angel Soft on my ass as well. Look, Angel Soft wipe like an eraser, it just disappeared. Kirkland, okay, she went to the Walmart, the Vogue brand. Look, let's get to this news. Okay, WWE former wrestler Scott Hall has passed away at the age of 63. So let's see this little ditty about him real quick.
Former professional wrestler Scott Hall has died at Wilstar Keystone Hospital in Marietta. Reports say he was placed on life support yesterday after suffering 3 heart attacks. Hall is most known for his role as Razor Ramon with the World Wrestling Entertainment. The 63-year-old had been living in Atlanta since the end of his wrestling career. Dolly Parton taking
Okay, y'all going too fast. Damn it. And yes, the next story is about Dolly Parton. But before I give my condolences to his family, I don't know him. I just did the story because I figured somebody out there watches wrestling on a regular, or because I really ain't watched since Worldwide Ladies of what is it? It's called Glow. The Glorious Ladies of Wrestling was on TV. Okay. I know about The Rock and Triple H and some of them in passing, but I don't know them people. Okay. But so I know people watch wrestling, and I hope that they are, comforted in this loss. And my condolences go out to his family. Oh, Lil Dirk. Oh, yeah, because he's from Chicago. And all his people in Chicago. And I know one of his children. I know his baby mamas, one of his baby mamas, and one of his children. And my bestie is his baby's auntie. So, yeah, I'll definitely look into that. I know I'm fidgeting, y'all. I haven't taken my allergy medicine. Something's making me itchy a little bit. But next, y'all in this toilet tissue argument, if y'all can see the chat. The next story is Dolly Parton. She decided not to take part in becoming a awardee of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, at least not right now. So let's hear the story here from, I think this is Good Morning America. Let's see.
Dolly Parton taking herself out of the running for a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Kaylee Hartung has the details for us. Good morning, Kaylee.
Hey, good morning, Amy. Dolly Parton is music royalty. That is not up for a vote. She has earned all the admiration and all of the accolades she's accumulated over her long career. With her signature class and humility, she's drawing a line with her rhinestone boot at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for now. One of the world's most beloved performers, stunning the music industry. Dolly Parton declaring she must respectfully bow out of contention for a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
This is perfectly on brand and just makes people love her even more.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. The Queen of Country posting a statement saying, even though I am extremely flattered and grateful to be nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I don't feel that I have earned that right. I really do not want votes to be split because of me.
Working 9 to 5, gotta work to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving, just use your mind and you never get the credit.
Dolly has been working 9 to 5 and then some for more than 6 decades, selling more than 100 million records. With great fanfare, she was announced last month as one of 17 nominees to the Hall's class of 2022, alongside fellow legends like Lionel Richie, Pat Benatar, Dionne Warwick, and Eminem, the only country artist among them, explaining that the nomination has given her the idea to put out a great rock album in the future, adding, "My husband is a total rock and roll freak and has always encouraged me to do one."
The outpouring of admiration and affection that this announcement has made for her is almost more positive for her career than being in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
And I will always love you. I will always love you.
Other musicians have rejected the honor after being voted in, among them the Sex Pistols and Axl Rose. But Dolly in a class by herself, adding, "I do hope that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will understand and be willing to consider me again if I'm ever worthy."
Dolly, we are not worthy. Now, she has proved she can do anything she puts her mind to. Think about it. Her music has already transcended genres, from Jolene to I Will Always Love You. So maybe a rock and roll album is next. More Dolly, however we can get it. I think you guys will agree.
I agree.
100%. We're big Dolly fans here.
You want to sing your favorite?
No, I do not. I love Here We Come Again, though. Here You Come Again.
Oh, I love that song.
Here You Come
You want to sing a little bit?
See, I did.
Amy. Come on, you guys. Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts
Excuse
here.
me, y'all. I know you done lost your motherfucking mind. Get your ass up out here. If you do it again, I'll beat the fuck out of you. Get out of here. And I'm telling your daddy. Don't you ever take my shit. Get your ass out of here. Excuse me. I said get out of here. Get out of my sight. Both of y'all. Get the hell on. The hell on. Beat you with my shoe. Slick ass. Excuse me, y'all. I had yeah. You want to see the dog? You ain't gonna see his dog sit up here. I had my fucking croissant sitting up here, and this bitch slid over here to take it. You neither of us gonna have it, goddamn. I'm gonna throw it in the trash. Thieving ass. Now, look at here. No, I ain't fall out the chair. This bitch is stealing, and then she looking all like she's sorry. You know, you ain't sorry. It's the one she steal food all the time. You gotta watch this bitch. If you got anything down low. That was my fault for thinking that she was gonna have some sense and not walk up on me and take my shit like a gangster. Your food is in the fucking kitchen. You better get the hell away from me. Anywho, and I'm mad because that's all I had eaten today and I didn't finish it. Anywho, Dolly deserves it. She's like 107 years old, okay? And I don't know how much longer she thinks she's gonna be sitting up here making albums, and they want to put her in this damn Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There are lots of people who are in there who have not made a rock and roll album, so I don't know why she feels, I guess, that she needs to make more of a rock and roll album. Ma'am, you've been in the game 60 years, and you done sat up here and you made some of every album. Your face look like this still. You know, come on, ma'am, you deserve it. Your titties is all the way up here. Go do what you do, okay? And no, I'm being spiteful. Mims, I'm mad now. Said I'm gonna give it to the other ones and not give it to her. You think she looks like a man? Oh Lord. But she got all this surgery. Like, ma'am, it's okay to bask in your glory. You done had a hell of a season, a hell of a career. Doesn't mean that you did. It just means like, look, enjoy what you got coming to you. Let us give you your flowers. Let us give you your things while you are here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not gonna laugh at me, okay? My lab wolf down the pork chop sandwich with one swallow. As cat people, we just laugh. I was like, that is it good? Yeah, oh yes, they will. And if it had been some meat, I wouldn't have been able to catch her. She would have ran, and that would have been that. Okay. She does look good. She paid for it. She'll let you know. She said it's hella expensive to look this cheap. Okay. That is what she says. So go, Dolly. Don't forget the paper from Dollywood. I want to go to Dollywood and I haven't been there. She looks bad, and how she's still holding those titties because it's surgery. She got fake titties. She get them bigger and bigger. She keeps up with her dentist or dentist. That too. With her excuse. Look, I'm working. Get your ass on. Disturbing me. Yeah. Shit. Excuse me. So our next story is Ralph Lauren has inspired a new collection from Spelman College. Let's see the story first before I get into it.
All right, Ralph Lauren is launching a new fashion collection honoring two historically black colleges right here in Atlanta. Morehouse and Spelman alumni at Ralph Lauren designed the collection. They say it is partnered with these schools to express the college's history and legacy of timeless dressing. The suits, dresses, and shoes were inspired by students from the 1920s to the 1950s. Ralph Lauren is also releasing an accompanying film, The Portrait of the American Dream. It premieres online March 28th, one day before the collection releases. What are you wearing these days, Jesse?
Oh, not a lot of Ralph
Versace?
Lauren. Yeah, not a lot. I can tell you that. Not a lot of Versace either. But.
Dolce?
No.
I don't know how I feel about this because they've been stealing our styles and shit for years. Spelman, black women, black girl magic. Are you paying all of these people? You gonna stop all of this in the chat memes? I read it earlier. You know that's a Chicago girl. I'm gonna see if I can get her ass in here. Okay, her and I'm gonna call Natural. See if they talk about it. So yes, I'm gonna be on that. She from the West Side, Natural from Gary, Indiana. Hell no. Yeah, he needs to be funneling the profits back to the college. You know, they take from us, okay? They take our styles. You know, the shit is suspect to me. Now that they've run out of recycling their own shit, now they're coming back to recycle our shit. You know, it's suspect to me. Right. How does the HBCU not factor in the Fashion Black House for this opportunity? Are you using the students to make this, you know, these clothings? Are you giving them jobs? I am unfucking pressed. I'm unimpressed. Okay. You know, get the fuck on here with that shit. Look, what time is it? 2:42. I might have a couple of minutes to jump over there to Jocelyn's Cabaret. I might. No, I'm gonna do it Friday after I get my facts. You know, how does it help us as a black community? I need more black fashion houses to arise. Stop taking our shit and then putting it over to the white community for the white people to tell us it's okay to be us. Now, no shade to my light-skinned brothers and sisters, but this is just for years. Y'all been stealing our shit and then stealing our style. You ostracize us for what we wear. You ostracize for what we look like, our lips, and then now you buy them. Our asses, now you buy them. Our body shapes, now you buy them. Our eyebrows, our cheekbones, we wasn't shit then, and you didn't want to look like that. Even down to the edges of our hair now, instead of being nappy, we have to lay our edges down so we can look like Europeans. And we have to wear what the fuck you tell us to wear. We can't wear our natural hair because we have to straighten it and look European features like, and now all of a sudden it's okay to be black when you say it's okay. So yes, I do have a problem with it. It's only okay to have black style when the white people say it's okay to be black. Man, fuck them people. And then they take credit for the shit like they invented it, like we ain't been doing it way back from Africa with our ancestors. The fuck? So yeah, I'm unimpressed. I want to see what you're gonna do with this. My next story is Jane Campion during an awards speech allegedly she defamed the Venus and Serena Williams sisters as they were sitting there getting their awards and gathering their things for King Richard. So let's see what they have to say. Access Hollywood.
Venus and Serena, what an honor to be in the room with you.
Jane Campion is giving a shout out to two tennis legends. The filmmaker, who won Best Director at the Critics' Choice Awards for The Power of the Dog, took time during her acceptance speech to celebrate all the incredible women at the award show, including Venus and Serena Williams. Jane even told the athletes that she recently tried out their sport.
I've taken up tennis. I truly have, and Will, if you want to come over and give me lessons. I truly love it.
And referenced the fellow nominees for Best Director, who were all men, and added this quip about her competition.
I'd also just like to give my love out to my fellow, the guys. The nominees, and you know, Serena and Venus, you are such marbles. However, you do not play against the guys. Like I have to.
While her comment was met with some criticism, with many on social media calling it a backhanded compliment, Serena seemed to take it in stride, smiling and clapping with everyone. Jane also turned her attention to two of the stars of The Power of the Dog, real-life couple Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons. And she joked that Jesse was a lucky man.
Kirsten Dunst, you're a doll. Love you. Jesse Plemons is the cat that's still licking his lips for being with you.
Their film also took home the biggest award of the night, Best Picture. They all took to the stage to celebrate. And Jane, who was the first woman to ever score Oscar nominations for Best Director twice, said this about her journey.
I'm like the grandmother of the women's movement in film now. But I'm still here! Thank you!
Oh, wow. I don't even know her, and I'm in film, so maybe I should be ashamed of myself. And Jay, you petty, okay? Typical white woman. And there are degrees to white women. Those are white women who are not exposed to black people on a consistent basis. Whereas I don't think she meant malice directly, but because she's not exposed to black people and black culture, and that was a nervous laugh, you know, she just got to saying too much. And when you're not exposed to black people and black culture on a consistent basis, white women have a tendency to say, well, all of them do, racist shit, and they don't even fully acknowledge that they're outwardly being racist because it's dormant and it's natural to them because that is what they're surrounded by on a consistent basis. So I'm glad, even though was that Venus was like, yeah, bitch, she took it with class. Serena was like, okay, yeah, you know, sometimes you got to let white folks do they shit and correct them later. Now, if they don't correct themselves after that, that's a different situation. Like I said, that people need to sometimes take these instances and not instantly get outraged, but take it as a teaching moment. Now, if your motherfucking ass don't want to learn after that, that's a whole different story, okay? But we have to call you out when you're being racist, ma'am, okay? And I think I just think she was unintentionally being racist. And also a little bit misogynistic because she said you don't go against men. So I think she was trying to do hey, you know, you got it easy. At least this is a men's the industry is, you know, full of men and ruled by dominated by men. But I think that somebody pulled her coattails, you know, and she issued an apology. So from there forth, I accept your apology. We have to accept apologies, but we have to see how people move forward from that. Is she gonna continue to talk the fuck shit and be with the fuck shit, or is she going to do better? When people are not around other people, sometimes they don't know what they should say and what they're not going to say. And I've learned that just from experience. And I just give room to grow. You know, I won't hit you in the mouth the first time, but I will hit you in the mouth the second time. I don't know who she is. Right. I don't know her. Okay. It's not that serious because if Karina did what she should be whooping ass. Yes. Let's Krista said, no, let's stop making excuses. I don't think it's excuses. No, I never accept an apology from a racist. But some white people don't fully knows that they're racist. See, I wanted to have on my channel, we need to have hard conversations about racism. To me, I have degrees. You know, you have soft racism where they don't fully acknowledge that these things are racism because they're not around other races. And then there's full-fledged, I'm a racist, you know, I hate this and I say things that I shouldn't say and I don't give a fuck. That's a hard racist. So as blacks, we are racist a lot of times against other races. So we have to be open to that. No, the ramifications are not the same. But yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms. I'm sorry. Of course, I heard about Traci Braxton, and she was supposed to be number one on this list, and I didn't put her on, and I do apologize. But let me find something really quick on a news outlet real quick, because Traci Braxton has passed away from esophageal cancer at the age of 50. Let me see if I can find. I saw all this shit from like other channels. So here's something from Access. So let me put this on here. Wait, let me just add it to the playlist. Let's see if it comes up next. Refresh. Can y'all hear all these animals talking and carrying on in the back?
What an honor to be in the room with you.
I don't want to hear her again. I don't know her. All right. Let's bring it up.
Braxton family is mourning a devastating loss. Traci Braxton, the sister of Tony and Tamar Braxton, died on Saturday after a battle with esophageal cancer. She was 50 years old. Tony confirmed the sad news with a heartfelt Instagram message honoring Traci's memory and what she and her loved ones will miss most about her, writing, "It is with the utmost regret that we inform you of the passing of our sister Traci. Needless to say, she was a bright light, a wonderful daughter, an amazing sister, a loving mother, wife, grandmother, and a respected performer. We will miss her dearly. Traci passed this morning as the snow was falling. Our angel is now a snowflake. We ask that you respect our privacy as we plan to send her home with love, celebrating her life. We are family forever. Love, the Braxton family." Traci's husband, Kevin Surratt, shared in a statement that she had been undergoing treatment privately for a year. And a rep for the singer added that she was surrounded by friends and family when she passed away and had been in hospice care in the months leading up to her death. Traci appeared alongside Tony, Tamar, and their two other sisters, Tawanda and Trina, on their reality series Braxton Family Values. The show also featured brother Michael Jr., matriarch Evelyn Braxton, and her ex-husband Michael Sr. Traci and Kevin later joined Marriage Boot Camp. The couple has one son, 26-year-old Kevin Jr. Traci was also a recording artist and released her solo debut album, Crash and Burn, in 2014. Her single, Last Call, hit number 16 on the Billboard Hot 100. Her second studio LP, On Earth, dropped in 2018 and featured vocals from Tony, Tawanda, and Trina. Her acting credits include roles in Sinners Wanted and The Christmas Lottery. She will make her final on-screen appearance in Chaw, which is expected to premiere later this year.
So yes, I like Traci because she was real. This is what I want to say. Conditioning is the reason why sometimes they don't know they're being racist, because it's their normal. That part. I think some things depend on age. I worked with a lady in the 70s who said I was the first Black person she felt comfortable enough to ask questions. She was your favorite? Okay, Cotty told me I can't be racist. I can be prejudiced. Oh, y'all is true. Y'all true. Yeah, Traci. I think Traci got the short end of the stick sometimes. If they were going to go back to taping, I hope that they do better. Like I'm glad. I'm hoping that her and Tamar really got it together before she passed, because they had the most tumultuous relationship towards the end, but in the beginning they were closer in age, so they said they had a good relationship before they got famous. She lived the most modest, most regular life. I think, she said she had a lot of resentment because the Braxtons went forward without her because she got pregnant with her son. And back then it was somebody popped in the chat I ain't seen before. What's the difference between prejudice, a racist, and a bigot? Oh, please. Look, we're gonna have to have another chat about that. But with Traci, she had a resentment. I remember that song the Braxtons came out with. So many ways I can love you. That was on the box. I used to like that song. And Tamar was really, really young. But back then in the industry, they were so staunch. They were still making CDs and records and had record execs and, A&R people. You had to have interviews. Like, it was big to be pregnant and in the industry. Like, they would tell people to have terminations and stuff like that. So it was like really, really different. I'm glad that she was able to finally get her dream done and have her record and have her say and be public, like the other Braxtons towards the end. And I hope that everybody is at peace now and they're getting along and they're doing everything and up, and they can move forward as a family in a happy place. Hey, Wani. So we're done with entertainment news, and let's come to the end here. Thank you very much. And let's go to, of course, YouTube news. Before I get up out of here, and I'm going to get up out of here in the next 20 minutes or less, Lord's will, so I can go on to my next thing. But I'm Princess A.V. There we go. I ask that you support the channel with a Cash App, Super Chat, Zelle, or PayPal or Venmo, and you could be just like CC Miller and get this. Thank you for the Cash App. I could go get me a sandwich. Okay? I can go get me a sandwich. Okay? Now, if you have any stories, you want to reach out to me, you want to talk about something, reach me on my social medias here. That is my Instagram, my Facebook in the middle, and then my email right there. And that is my Cash App as well. These racist people are fool-la-la. Y'all is not going to come up here with this. Miss Weedy Pooh, we love you anytime that you get up here, okay? Anytime is on time when you're coming on in the room. I ask that you like and share this video. Let someone else know to come in and get this knowledge and have this chat with the 50/50 news, okay? I appreciate y'all so much for being here. And we're going to keep this YouTube news short because it's been a lot for me this week. and I just really don't give a fuck about these people no more this week. I need a breather. Yes, we go follow High Key Mikey so you can hear the Fool La La song. Cause you's a fool la la. I think we're gonna do shirts just to be petty, okay? We might take 1 point of the proceeds to go to what? I don't know. I'll talk to Whitney D and we do a special edition. You just ate some tater chips. I would like some tater chips because you ain't got no food. Yes, do some church. Look, y'all gonna have to ban for real though, okay? Cause you's a fool la la. Okay. Y'all is petty. So with that being said, you love it when I sing it. No tater chips. I can't have no tater chips. We was watching for players. Hold up for you, but I think you're wearing your petty boots today. Yes, I'm gonna put it on. Look, in Chicago, it's almost 70 degrees today. And it was like 30 degrees with snow like 3 days ago. So I'm in it. Okay. I'm happy. And so y'all make me laugh. Y'all make me be petty. So look, Monday I had an extremely long live, which I thought it might have been 2.5 hours, 3 hours, but it was 4.5 hours. And I have been on a road today, and I actually also had a 2-hour live recording on Monday. So look, y'all have to get that tea out there. It's not going to be out there for too long. After all, I'm a great interviewer, and I had to close. Look, y'all keep that wasn't even an interview, which was odd enough. It was crazy. But you sent it to me, CC. Thank you so much. So yes, ain't no snow. Don't be doing that. Don't do that to me. Not nice. Not nice, Crystal. We're gonna keep the rain, but not the snow. The devil. We got out a lot of things. Like I said, I'm done with these people, and I know they're going to continue to try to talk about me. They're going to continue to try to get me to give up, but I'm not. I was doxxed and all of that, but I'm here, and I'm not leaving till I'm ready to, and I'm going to leave on my terms. And I don't believe in shaming me because it's not possible to shame me. Hey, look here. Go play over there. Yes, that was amazing. 500 to 600 people in the chat full of the mess for 4.5 hours. That was crazy. But I appreciate each and every person that was here, whether it was for the positive or for the negative. But we got a lot of positive things. And I think we will start doing. I was already going to integrate me promoting other content creators that I like once a month, especially smaller ones, to help get their numbers up, to help expose them to other people. But also, we might have to have a resolution meeting once a month and once every other month. You would like to see all 4 of you do a panel together eventually. Yes. But like we said, the mess and the fans kind of prohibit us from doing, like, we're very, skittish about doing certain things, but it'll come. The time will come and the right moment will come for all of us. Everybody is still cool. Well, for the bulk of the part, we're good. And I thank God for continual healing with us and continuing healing with everyone else, moving forward, even the fans and supporters. I hope that y'all will build and just build with us and support us and start moving into more positive spaces instead of negative spaces. And with that being said, I'm going to move to those people who have dealt with, who's you cussing at? The negative, unfortunately, Roxy NYC. If you were looking, hold on 1 second.
come over here and say bye?
Yes, I am. Here, I'm gonna put the like button on for y'all. Give me 1 second. He knows I'm working. He has to go to work as well. I was trying to be done by that time he left out, but it's all good. So yes, I might have to change that music because they keep giving me problems with it. It's a mess. So anywho, I had to get my hug on real quick. I'm sorry. So we want to do a resolution meeting, but besides that, on to the next thing. Roxy NYC. If you could go to her new channel, her backup channel, Roxy Universe, she discusses. She did not a live, but a video about bullying, and I mentioned it on my Monday video, being bullied and harassed by other subs and content creators, and they reported her channel so that it could be taken down. So if you want to find her, you could go to Roxy Verse, ROXIVERSE, and you can find that. And like, she's really pissed off about it. So you can reach out to her to see what's what about that. I hope that she gets her channel back. Again, I'm done with this cyberbullying and this mess, and it needs to stop. Yes, and that is my next story, Miss Val. I don't know if Fields of Grace is still in the building. She was in prayer today. And Miss Val was on the panel. And then I saw part of it because I just came in. Miss Fields of Grace is always inviting me to prayer. And I don't be up that early. I'll be having stuff going on. And I don't always get a chance to see. But while I was preparing for today, I did pop in and see what was going on. So there was a line of questioning and accusations that were going towards Miss Val, and she apologized for some stuff. And we see there are a lot of unresolved issues there. And she went over to her channel mentioning that people are upset about her asking the question to me, and also mentioning she had to take Xanax to go on All About the Trees channel. So it was deep. You saw the advice that I gave her, or what I told her she should do. Whether she takes it or not, that is up to her. Yes, Red Hat Roxy. Yes, that Roxy. That part. I don't know what to say because I'm careful about what I say. I think people need to be open about forgiveness if you're really going to forgive. I think that people, if you're going to apologize, and I'm not just talking about her specifically, let me be clear. If you're going to apologize, you need to apologize and be clear about what you're apologizing for, and be free and move in a positive direction. And stop doing the shit that you're doing. Subs need to stop playing with people's lives and starting mess with the content creators and being agents of chaos. I think now that this mess is going on, now subs and mods have become bigger agent of chaos than the content creators, because y'all egg this shit on. Y'all meet the supply and demand of information and money. You pay to watch this stuff, as I'll say it again, and it creates a problem. She needs to stop entertaining the mess. Sometimes she may do. I've already spoken on that. But I am not here to govern other folks' business. I am here to govern mine and worry about me. And that is where I am with it. I speak when asked. Sometimes I speak out when I see things go too far or they may be harmful. Other than that, I cannot govern all of these grown people. I have 6,000 people on my page. So what I have to be more careful about is everything that I say and how I influence my subs. And so that also will come to a limitation with me going over to other people's channels. I am not going to worry myself with repeating myself and constantly giving advice. I said what I said. And that's not just for her, that's for anybody. I am not going to continue to overwhelm myself with this foolishness and trying to keep up with it. And I have to still defend myself at this point. So my focus is me. I have to protect me and my family and everything moving forward. So yes, that's the way it is. Oh, Oscar. Also, lastly, we're going to talk about Miss Whitney D. We mentioned it before. Whitney D, she's down in the Dallas area, and you can follow her channel. Let me see. I'm going to have to. Oh, it's going to take me from this background, I think. Let me see. Oh, it's still here. She's having a fashion show May 21st. It's called the Era Fashion Experience. And if you would like to go, if you're in the Texas area, Dallas area, you want to buy a ticket, please go to WhitneyDavisPlanning.com. I still have to put this on the community tab, which I will. And you could go meet Whitney D and be a part of her fashion show in the audience of vendors or whatever. And we get to see her get down with the get down. So House of the Princess trying to be in the building. So I'm putting that out there. Yeah. Right. Let's be responsible for what we put into the universe because it will come back to you. Be mindful. Yes. I say stay over here where you're comfortable and loved. Be yourself here on. Yes, ma'am. And I don't give people the views, in those clips. If you're going to get them, you're going to get them over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all. So, yes, know that Princess has left the building with a lot of that stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. I learned to do stuff while we're on the panel and doing this stuff. I still be like, some stuff, I'll be like, what? Some stuff sounds so asinine when it comes to me. But people go for it. And I understand because I've went for some asinine shit too. But we're human. It's the problem. It's the issue is, do you continue to go for asinine stuff after you know that it's asinine? Okay. Thank you. Why are you bothered? We finna get up out of here and I'm finna get to leaving and getting to my appointments. Okay. I thank y'all for coming here. Again, this has been 50/50 News. Let me get back over here with your beautiful host, Princess A.V. Okay, it's me, Princess A.V. here at 50/50 News. If you have not done it yet and you've been lazy all of the program, I ask that you stop being lazy right now and hit the like button. I also ask that you hit the subscribe button to help me get to 10,000 one by one, step by step. We will get there. Also, liking and sharing the video or telling a friend also does your part to help me get up where I need to get to. Also, don't forget that link. I think I pinned it in the chat. Did I pin it in the chat? I don't know. Oh, I done forgot because I can't even see the thing. But if I pinned it in the chat, I hope I did. You were able to vote for me. Oops. You mean to tell me I never put the thing in the chat? I done fucked up the thing. I never put it in the chat. Why y'all ain't tell me? I never put the vote in the chat. Lord, let's do it now. Copy. No. Look, that means if you you stayed in the whole time, that means you stayed here the whole time. Forgive me, I done forgot. I didn't vote yet. Look, you must log in and create an account. So, because it's one vote per person. And also, if you scroll down under all the paid votes to the bottom, you'll see a small thing that says one free vote. Every vote after that costs $1. Look, and so was I. So I thank, hey Cheryl, we thank everybody for coming. I thank y'all for being here. I thank you for being a part of my community. All right, my town hall. Good day. Yes, and I thank y'all for supporting me. Go out and love on somebody. Be great and have a happy day on purpose. Look, we still got a lot of daylight left and a lot of hours left in the day. I appreciate y'all so much for being here. And this is Princess A.V. Look, it's time for me to turn out the lights. Love you very much. Bye-bye.